Sup Swarm, Sketchy here, and I'm giving my thoughts on the 6th episode of The Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, Get In. And I'm just now realizing that the title of this episode might be a Get Out reference. Fed up with her parents constantly being late to pick her up, one having a more valid reason than the other, Penny designs a ride-sharing app for picking up kids from school. This will most likely be my shortest review so far, and that's not a knock against the episode, it's just a very simple premise that's very reminiscent of classic Proud Family. Penny sees a problem, she comes up with her own solution for it that works out well at first, but something goes wrong and it ends up bringing things back to the status quo, and we get some recognizable guest voices along the way. The first episode that comes to mind in this regard is the one where all the teenagers went on strike. Because this episode embodies classic Proud Family, the best word I can use to describe it is cozy. You're gonna feel like you're watching an episode of the original show. The only major difference being that if this were the old show, Penny would probably be opening a traditional taxi service instead of a ride-sharing app. I know there's gonna be someone in the comments talking about how impractical it would be to have an app that lets strangers pick up people's kids, and I didn't even know if these kinds of apps existed, and apparently they do. And their background checking process is allegedly more rigorous than Uber and Lyft. But I'm getting off topic here, and to be completely honest, I'm really not interested in a debate over whether or not these kind of apps are a good idea. If I were a kid watching this show, I wouldn't give a damn about practicality. This premise appeals to a universal feeling that anyone from any generation had when their parents were either too busy to pick them up or forgot to. Isn't that right, Dad? Moving on, Bobby was the undisputed MVP of this episode. I love how he comes in clutch for Penny and is basically her third parent at this point, or rather her second parent since Oscar ain't shit. I know some won't like that Penny's app failed and she has to go back to regular life, but let's be honest. Penny did not make the best business decision, so Get In was gonna go under sooner or later. Between disclosing her relationship with her father to potential investors, letting another teenager vet the drivers, and hiring Oscar to be the president of customer service, of all things, it's a wonder how her business even got as far as it did. And these sound like criticisms, but don't get it twisted. These elements were all hilarious. Final note, Michael's outfit game is on 10 in every episode, and I cannot wait to see his future looks. Speaking of the future, and speaking of plots that are reminiscent of classic Proud Family, the next episode is gonna have Al Roker turn everyone into college students, so that should be interesting. Short review, but Get In was an episode that I didn't want to get out of. Not much more to say other than that. Let me know your thoughts on this episode down below, and until next time, keep it sketchy, folks. Peace.